We've gathered 3 professional chefs to blind taste test every supermarket frozen pizza brand we could get our hands on to see which ones meet their standards. All pizzas have been prepared following the cooking instructions in the back of their packaging. DiGiorno 4-cheese rising crust pizza.
Well, it's a little thick.
It's puffy, a little bit crispy. It reminds me of America. It's like the smell of commercial cheese.
I think I know what this is.
Oh yeah.
So when you're looking at frozen pizza, you would want there to be a crispier bottom. You don't want something that's soggy.
You want that pizza snap, you know what I mean, when you bite into a pie.
So that when you do go to pick it up, it stays flat.
Definitely having a seasoned crust that has fermentation notes to it.
The right amount of yeast and salt. I would like to have a great quality cheese.
I want it to be a little oily and the consistency to be even throughout the whole entire pizza.
Nothing like dry and doesn't melt.
Not artificial cheese, not cheese product.
I would like to have a nice tomato flavor. Have to be a right amount of acidity.
Enough tang that complements the cheese.
If it tastes like a pizza more than it does like a cheese toast, that would be incredible.
It's very doughy.
The crust definitely is on a little bit of the bland side.
The fermentation time might have been a little off. The longer it sits, the more flavor it is going to have.
So those are docking marks. When you make a dough that you're not gonna ferment properly, you gotta put holes in it with a docker so that it doesn't bubble up.
Doesn't really taste the freshness of cheese.
This doesn't remind me of like mozzarella. It doesn't give me that gooey texture.
The tomato, I taste the sugar. I don't recommend it on my pizza. I don't like it.
I think that it's a little too thin, the sauce.
90% sure this is DiGiorno rising crust. There's no mistaking this crust right here. Rising crust, I called it.
Oh, it was delivered. 4 cheese, Parmesan, Asiago, Romano. I don't taste any of those cheeses.
I see the datum and the baking soda.
Datum is put into a lot of frozen pizzas, which is gonna help the overall gluten expand. I think they did a really good job at that, and that's about it.
I personally wouldn't bother. This is akin to a criminal act. But if it's your thing, you know, if it gets your rocks off, go for it.
Trader Joe's Pizza Margherita.
It's thinner.
This one is extremely flat.
It looks like a thicker tortilla.
It looks a little rough.
Smell is very strong. There's definitely garlic.
The par-baked marks on these are there. They'll par-bake the crust slightly so that the raw tomatoes and raw cheese bake evenly.
This crust is very crispy.
I don't taste a lot of flavor on the crust.
This crust is like, it's a fugazi.
I think that the tomatoes in this, it's more of a paste as opposed to like a sauce.
Tomato pasty with dehydrated garlic and dry basil. One of the things that makes Italian food so great and pizza so great is the simplicity of the whole thing. Too many people think like, oh, it couldn't be that easy, so we gotta like mess around with it. This is a very good example of that.
I think that this cheese is good quality cheese. It melted really well.
Pizza Margherita, Trader what?
Trader Joe's?
What is this?
This is not Trader Joe's, right?
They changed their name to be Italian, those guys. Oh, product of Italia, nice.
When you think of Neapolitan pizza, you think of Margherita pizza. That's probably the first thing you learn.
Named after Queen Margherita.
It's the first pizza that was invented from 1889. They represent the Italian flag, fresh tomato, fresh mozzarella, fresh basil.
I mean, this is not a Margherita pizza, but
it's not so bad.
For a frozen pizza, that is.
Give me Ellio over that any day. Like, Ellio does a good job.
Ellio's cheese pizza.
Oh, it's a square.
Is that the guy?
Looks nice.
4 sides, no crust.
I will not call it a pizza.
It's pretty terrible, but it tastes like childhood. You'll probably die if you eat too many of them, but you know, whatever.
No crispy bottom here.
Yeah, it's a little bit mushy. It's soft.
0 fermentation on it. There's no crumb structure. The different holes and the bubbles. It's like akin to like eating like a bowl of flour.
The dough should be more hydrated. The hydration will make the dough more light, easy to digest.
It's a good, robust sauce, but
Doesn't have fresh tomato flavor.
definitely being overpowered by some grated cheese.
The cheese doesn't even melt. Doesn't feel like good cheese.
When the pizza is in the freezer too long, the enzymes and the culture at that point are being broken down and you're losing the flavor from the cheese.
Ah, it's Ellio's.
Ellio's is definitely one of the top 5 childhood memories I have.
This isn't trying to be something it's not. It's just trying to be Ellio's. So we're straight Ellio's. Like, don't come after me or anything. Like, I'm not trying to cause any problems over here.
Red Baron, 4 cheese pizza.
We definitely have 2 different cheeses on this one.
I can totally see the cheddar.
What is this yellow stuff?
So the crust here, it's a little crispy on the bottom. It has a good taste.
There is some flavor on the dough. It's lighter than the one I tried before.
This is definitely too much cheese.
It's very cheesy pizza. What is that, 4 cheese? It's very oily, greasy.
I think this is lacking a little bit of tomato flavor just because the cheese is so strong. I think it is overpowering the sauce.
When you put so many ingredients on the pizza, you lose other flavors.
It tastes like Chef Boyardee. Oh, Red Baron.
4 cheese.
Cheddar, provolone, mozzarella, and Parmesan.
Oh my God. This thing has like 20,000 ingredients in it.
8 grams of sugars.
Contains bioengineered food ingredients. Great.
Amy's cheese pizza.
I kind of really like the way this pizza looks already.
Looks nice, like an emoji.
Has a really good smell.
It's crispy.
Crust is very good, has a lot of flavor.
The mozzarella, this one is more filante that pulls.
It's very like light on the sauce.
They cooked the tomato like a ragu. Tomato sauce have to be fresh. No cooking process, no sugar.
I know there's gonna be an Amy's here. I like Amy's. I want them to be good, but if this is you, Amy, like, I expected better out of yous. Ha ha!
Amy's.
This is organic.
It's excited to see this pizza. I tried it like 11 years ago.
It says here a hand-stretched wheat crust.
The wheat flour, it's less processed. That's why it gives more flavor. It's a good pizza, this one.
Great value microwavable cheese pizza.
The smell is very rich.
This definitely looks like a tortilla. No crunch at all.
Squishy. Squish, squish.
It's very gummy.
The cheese stacks on your teeth.
There definitely is some strands that haven't melted all the way through, so they might be using imitation cheese here.
If I'm at a gas station in a pinch and you hand me one of these in the middle of the desert, I can get down with this.
I will not call that pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Great value. I don't know about any value, but
What is this, Walmart?
microwavable. That's probably why it's soft.
Microwave pizza, never had it before.
Sodium aluminum sulfates. That's what every growing boy needs. A little teaspoon of aluminum.
I want to give it to my kids too. I don't have it, but it's even.
California Pizza Kitchen. Margherita crispy thin crust pizza.
It's nice, it's crispy, it's thin. I like it the way it looks.
I see the fresh tomatoes on here.
So this pizza has no sauce. It's just chunks of tomatoes.
They definitely cannot call margherita. Margherita is only one ingredient, tomato, and not tomato and cherry tomato. I'm super purist. I'm 3rd generation of pizzaiolo napoletano, so just let you imagine my grandfather what he would think.
Yeah, I got really excited when I saw these tomatoes, but they're definitely not fresh and have a little sour ting to them.
The mozzarella doesn't really have much flavor.
It's not my favorite crust. It doesn't have a lot of fermentation on this dough.
When you're looking at really thin pizza, the whole idea is to try to flatten it out as much as you can.
They use the docking tool on it to make the dough more thin.
The holes on the bottom, we're making sure that this dough does not rise.
Maybe I can think about California Kitchen Pizza.
Oh, there you go. California Pizza Kitchen. Never had this in my life.
They should not call it margherita.
I don't know where the tomato sauce is, but they say there's sauce. I beg to differ. They just closed this one by my house, for good reason.
Newman's own thin and crispy crust pizza.
The cheese is bubbling.
Wow. This one is probably the darkest one that I've seen. This one is very crispy.
The crust has good flavor. It's not so processed.
Reminds me of pizza, not cardboard.
The tomato flavor's a little fresher than the other ones.
The cheese is great. I love that there was a cheese pull.
Oh, a little bit of pull.
Newman's? Newman's own thin and crispy crust, 4 cheeses. Mozzarella, cheddar, Parmesan, Asiago.
100% profits helps kids. Or at least do 50-50.
Yeah, I would say this was pretty good.
Whole Foods 365 4 cheese pizza.
They all look the same.
It's almost like the same pizza twice.
I think like a lot of these pizzas are made in the same factory. We got that squishy white bottom that we've all grown to love. What you guys should be doing at home is get yourself a baking steel. You want to get it on that baking steel, crisp up that bottom. Maybe throw your broiler on, finish that baby off.
There is no fresh tomato flavor here. I definitely feel like I bit into a garlic bread.
I don't like this one. I don't like the dough.
I think this is the most egregious dough of the day.
It's definitely a little gummy.
There's like just so much raw flour on it.
The mozzarella, it doesn't pull, doesn't give a lot of flavor.
It's definitely not quality cheese. Ooh, let's go. Whole Foods Market.
Oh, food.
They do have ascorbic acid, which is a dough conditioner, which will help the dough essentially be able to stretch it easier.
I expect from all food a better quality pizza, to be honest.
I'm curious as to why there's so many different ingredients in this one pizza.
Jeff Bezos, call me next time we make pizza.
Tombstone Original 5 Cheese Pizza.
I'm learning that every time you see cheddar, it's a 4 cheese.
I think we got some cheddar cheese on here.
You cannot even close the slice. Breaks through.
I'm getting really scared.
It's nice, crisp.
Kind of like slightly toasted Wonder Bread crisp.
It tastes like blend pizza dough.
I think this one here has the best cheese that I've had today. Just the right amount of salt, enough oil.
It pulls. It tastes like quality cheese.
The sauce is very good as well.
I love the tomato.
It's not too thick, it's not too thin. It doesn't have any overpowering spice, it just tastes basil.
Very reminiscent of a Tombstone pizza.
Tombstone.
I think it's like the cheapest, right? Or one of the cheapest out there.
5 cheese, not even 4.
So with this one, there is imitation mozzarella.
Fake mozzarella, I never heard it in my entire life.
Imitation mozzarella from water, palm oil, casein.
I definitely think I was fooled a bit. 5 different cheeses, I guess they had the cheap out somewhere.
Uno Chicago-style deep dish pizza.
Oh God. Here we go. This is not a pizza.
This looks like a deep dish pizza. It's like a little cake.
So a deep dish pizza is usually cooked in a pan. Looking at this crust, it makes me think that this pizza is from Chicago.
It's hard to call a pizza. Sorry, guys from Chicago.
It's the best sauce by like 100 miles. This is real tomatoes.
Definitely with this dough, we make cakes instead of pizza.
It almost like eats like a scone. But look, we actually have color.
It's real mozzarella. This definitely is a good quality pizza.
This thing that's not pizza is the best frozen pizza we've had today. What?
Oh, wow.
Uno.
I tried their pizza in Chicago. It was different than this.
As opposed to a fresh pizza right out of the oven, obviously nothing compares, but for box pizza, this is definitely one of the better ones.
Unpeeled ground tomatoes. Yeah, I guess that's the secret, right? Like just use real tomatoes.
Daiya gluten-free, dairy-free pizza.
Let's go. Oh no. Why does it look like there's French fries on here?
Look how it breaks down. They don't let the dough work more on the mixer. Doesn't get elastic.
Think of the gluten like a tic-tac-toe board. As you're mixing, you're adding lines to like make like a huge net. If you don't build that net strong enough, it'll collapse.
Tastes like vegan cheese.
This might be some sort of like imitation cheese, might not be 100% mozzarella.
I do like the flavor of the dough. The crust is crispy. It feels like there's a whole wheat in it.
Let's see what it is. I think we all know what I think about this.
Yes.
Gluten, dairy-free pizza.
They're using oat cream, oat flour, pea protein, and tapioca starch to make this cheese. I'm not crazy about the cheese, but did a really good job at the crust.
Congratulations for them for the crust. It's very good. I really like it. I'm happy for you.
Caulipower cauliflower crust margherita pizza.
It's a funny presentation of a pizza. Very thin, no crust.
So we got the little real tomatoes again. I mean, it was a real tomato at like one point in its life on this earth.
This is very weird pizza, eh? The dough, it's very chewy. It's blend flour.
Yeah, no crust. We got another squish.
I'm curious to know if this is actual pizza dough
The dough is so fragile that it could be a gluten-free dough.
The cheese is kind of bland, but there's like a garden of herbs in this thing.
I feel garlic, parsley, oregano, sugar, so many other flavors instead of fresh pizza.
Caulipower!
I'm eating a cup of flour.
For a cauliflower crust, this is one of the best frozen pizzas of the day.
It's funny. They're marketing more like a funny product, like it's healthier.
Totino's cheese pizza.
What is this?
Did you cook this one?
Something's wrong.
I don't like the color of it. I don't like the way it looks.
There's like a really weird smell coming out of this.
Corn. Smell like corn.
It looks like it's very cheap cheese.
Nope.
This is the worst tasting pizza.
Whatever that is, don't ever do it.
It's leaving a very strong aftertaste. It's almost sour.
Definitely fake cheese. It looks like a little stones on it.
Somebody go over there immediately and shut them down. Shut down the factory. Oh, yeah. Totino's, I don't know, like what, they make the little...
Don't they make like pizza rolls or something?
Wow, there's a million ingredients.
There's a ton of air in this packaging. If you were gonna use a bag like this, you at least have to put cardboard in it. The cardboard will eat the moisture. In this case, there's no cardboard. The moisture is just gonna make those ice particles that are gonna make the cheese not melt.
Totino's, I'm really disappointed in you. I'm calling your mother tomorrow.
That sauce is like, it's like barbecue sauce and ketchup put together.
Table 87 coal oven margherita pizza.
This is definitely a margherita pizza.
It looks like a real New York pizza.
I like the color of the mozzarella. This is definitely fresh mozzarella.
Oh, we got an undercarriage.
Definitely a par bake. This might have been cooked in like a really hot oven. Usually over 600 is the most desirable.
We got like maybe a pizza that's not docked and not made in like 20 minutes. Very flavorful. It tastes like an actual pizza.
This has more flavor, it's simple. You have the fresh tomato, the fresh mozzarella.
I thoroughly enjoyed this crust. It's giving me a lot of flavor, which means that the fermentation process, definitely somebody did their research.
It tastes more smoky, the dough.
Table 87.
Table 87!
I wanted to say it, but
That's
I
my
didn't
boy
think I was
Tommy.
gonna say it.
I gotta hand it to Tommy because he spent, I think, like 14 years of his life trying to make this frozen pizza thing a reality.
This is the type of packaging I like.
When do you use a vacuum pack, all the flavor stays inside of the pizza.
It's not allowing any oxygen into the bag. Even the leaf, you could see the leaf doesn't have any discoloration.
Very good.
This is probably the best pizza I had all day.
Good job, buddy.
Bessie's Revenge screaming Sicilian cheese pizza.
Got a little bit of a risen crust.
It looks great. The cheese looks great.
I think the cheese is throwing me off a little bit. There is the structure of what would resemble quality cheese, but the taste itself is not there.
I don't know, something's going on with this cheese where it's like you get this like funky tang.
The dough does have a crispy bottom. I just don't think it's bringing a lot of flavor.
It does have like a tiny speck of tomato flavor. It's not like a straight up like crime against humanity.
Overall, it's not so bad.
It's not my favorite.
There you go.
Screaming guy.
Screaming Sicilian Pizza Co.
It's like Halloween packaging.
The mustache is awesome.
Wisconsin whole milk fresh mozzarella slices.
Actually, the best cheeses for New York style pizza come from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
I don't know if this brand here is the best for showing us what Wisconsin's cheese is all about. The cheese wasn't the worst, just wasn't the best.
Let's see which products our chefs like the most and the least.
I think the number one pizza that I had today was Table 87.
Table 87. I love to taste the fresh ingredients.
The fresh basil, the fresh mozzarella, dough that didn't seem like it was made in a pharmaceutical laboratory.
I think the Trader Joe's one had a good quality mozzarella.
Uno's. Those tomatoes were the most wonderful tomatoes we've had.
The pizza I disliked the most was the Totino's party pack. It definitely tasted fake.
Least favorite today was Totino's and that vegan, gluten-free soy thing.
Definitely the microwave was not my favorite pizza.
It was gummy, it was soft.
No.
I think frozen pizza can definitely be made without all the additives and the preservatives.
Quality, less ingredients, and the right packaging. You can have a great product.
Frozen pizza, get your together.